That skill presents removing brackets. Working with brackets or parentheses is pretty similar to combining like terms. You just want to keep in mind that you want to distribute the sign and the number or the variable that you see outside the bracket on each term inside the bracket. Let me show you an example. Let's say you need to simplify the expression 4x plus 3, and then inside a bracket, let's say you have 2x minus 1. So all you need to do is on the next step, you do a 4x, the 4x stays the same, and then this positive 3 distributes, meaning it multiplies with each term inside the bracket. So you have a positive 3 times 2x and a positive 3 times negative 1. So this is going to be equal to 4x plus 3 times 2x is 6x plus 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Time for us to combine these two like terms, x and x. So 4 and 6 combine to give you 10. It's going to be 10x minus 3. Let's look at another one. Let's say you have x plus 2y minus 1 minus, and then inside a parenthesis, let's say you have another x minus y minus 1. So once again, this part stays the same because there's no bracket, there's no parentheses, so you could just rewrite this x plus 2y minus 1 and then distribute this negative sign. Imagine there to be a 1 over here. If there's nothing, you can always imagine it to be a 1. So it's like saying minus 1 with this, minus 1 with this, and minus 1 with this. Therefore, it's going to be negative of x, and then negative of negative y, and then finally negative of negative 1. Like I said, you could just put a 1 here if that helps you to understand the problem better. So it's going to be a negative 1 times x and a negative 1 times a negative y, and then a negative 1 times a negative 1. And I bet with some more practice you won't need to write this 1 over here anymore. So feel free to do that if you're just starting off. And that's going to be equal to x plus 2y. The first part stays the same, minus 1. Now minus 1 times x is minus x. Minus 1 times negative y is positive y. Two negatives make a positive. And finally this one, negative 1 or a minus 1 times negative 1 is a positive 1. Is equal to, bring the x's together, the like terms. So we have a x and a x, but one is a positive, the other one is a negative. They will cross off. You won't have any x in the final answer. Plus 2y plus y, so plus 2y plus y, like terms, and minus 1 plus 1. Therefore, finally we have this and this cross off. Negative 1 and positive 1 cross off. Now when I say cross off, I mean they give you 0. So we have a 0 here, we have a 0 here, and the end result is 2y plus y, which is equal to 3y. Now if you look back at the problem, I'm just going to erase this 1 from here. When you have a negative sign outside a parenthesis and you want to get rid of the parenthesis, all you have to do is flip the sign of each of the terms inside the parentheses. So x becomes a negative x. We already have it over here, negative x, so I'm not going to change it. Negative y turns out to be a positive y. The sign changes because of the negative outside the parentheses, and then the negative 1 changes to a positive 1. And then you could just combine this x out here with this negative x. That's exactly what we have done here. And then this negative 1 out here with this positive 1, which is what we have done here. And then this 2y or this plus 2y over here with this plus y over here, which is what we have done over here. So with some practice, like I said, you could just look at a problem and find the answer. Let's try another one. This time we are going to have a variable to be distributed on each term on the parentheses. So let's have something like x squared minus 2x times x minus y. How about this? So this is going to be x squared. Now you want to multiply each term inside the parentheses with what's outside. So minus 2x times x and minus 2x times negative y. This is going to be equal to x squared minus 2x times x, that's negative 2x squared or minus 2x squared. And this minus times this minus is a plus, a positive 2xy. Combine the like terms. X squared and negative 2x squared are the two like terms. Imagine you have a 1 here, which you actually do. The coefficient of this x squared is 1. So 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So we have negative 1 x squared. You can get rid of this 1. It's not required. 1 times x squared is the same as x squared. So just x squared is fine. So I'm going to erase this off. So we have a negative x squared plus 2xy. We can bring the positive quantity ahead of the negative and rewrite this as 2xy minus x squared.